Good evening, students. In today's session, we will discuss about while loop, its syntax, and how infinite while loop can be handled using continue and break. Let me take simple English statement and explain the while loop. Say, for example, I'll give you the syntax. While, and here within parenthesis, I'm supposed to put some condition. Okay. Now I'm going to put colon, and here you need to write few statements. That's all. A statement like one condition. While n is greater than 0, display the value of n and reduce the value of n by 1. Is that clear, students? I'll write it once again here, and we'll see how we can interpret the same thing using Python language. Okay, this is my statement. Now, how do I put this statement, English-like statement, in a while condition? Or we know this syntax is like this. While within parenthesis, you are going to put a condition, and below that, you are going to write the statements. Now, how do I write here? What is the condition would be? While n is greater than 0. It's very clear. So what I'll do? N greater than 0. Fine. Display the value of n. What is that I need to display? I need to display the value of n. So for displaying, what is the statement? Print. Print n, I'll say. And reduce the value by 1. Now within the same statement, in the while loop only, I have to reduce the n value by 1. So n equal to n minus 1. Fine. Now, but we have not initialized. That alone we need to do as a Python or any other language. For any loop, we need initializer, isn't it? So n equal to, yeah. Shall we run this program and see what will be the output? 4, 3, 2, 1. Fine. In Python, see, whenever you give print statement n, it automatically by default, it goes to the next statement. It goes to new line. Okay. Now, your question is you want to print it in the same line, right? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 should be print in the same line. So for that, I need to have like this. So end equal to, I need to give this way. Then you can see it will print. Yeah, if you want, you can give some space here for that matter. I didn't give space. Now I think you will see that. Yeah. Now let's move on to the next program. This is only the demonstration of while, if I give while true, how do I come out of the loop? Okay. Print, I'm done. I'll just say end of while. When this will execute? When you type done, it is going to execute. Fine. Now, shall we run this? If you see here, okay, what is that I got? I'll just type, okay, Python is very interesting. 12, 1. Now I'll say done. End of file. I am done. So this is how I'm going to come out of the infinite loop using break. Right? Now, my next question is added to this above this code. Okay. Now you need to add one statement. That's all. What is my question? So whenever I try to print hash, okay, the statement whatever after that you print also, that it should not display. It should not print. Okay. 0, correct? Oh. If it is equal to hash, then I will continue. That's all. Yes. Now if you see here, I'll type something we. Sorry. We are at home. Okay. Now I'll print hash and I'll say Python. Now what it should do? It should not print, isn't it? So it is not printing. So now again, if I say something else, it will print. Again, if along with hash you type something, it will not print. Clear? So I want to come out of the loop, I'll say done. So it will come out of the loop. Basically what happens here is when we type hash, it actually skips the statement. And when we type done, it breaks the infinite loop, right? This is how you need to use continue and break. While loop is indefinite because it simply loops until some condition becomes false. Correct? Hope these examples has given clarity about while statement. We will discuss on for loop and its syntax. We will see how for loop will be used. But for loop, we call it as a definite loop. You will come to know why we call for loop as a definite loop. Okay. Now what I'm going to, I'll just take one simple example for loop. Okay. For I in, the syntax is totally different. The way we interpret in Python is also totally different. Okay. Now for I in, I'll say number. Okay. Now what is this number? I have to tell to Python. Number is equal to, just I'm going to put it in a square bracket, which means that it is a list. As of now, you just think it is list of numbers. I'm just name it 45, 11, 8. These are my numbers. Okay. What does it do? For I in number, there are list of numbers 23, 45, 12, 67 and 8. Right? Now I'm going to print what exactly? I, that is I in I, you have 23. First iteration. Second iteration, I will have 45. This is how it is going to execute. Yeah. Can you see? I is a iteration variable. We call iteration variable. Next. Now, what is print I? Print. I can say I plus 2. Again, print I plus 5 or 4. Now, what is all this? Whichever is written in a for loop, all these print statements, this is called the body of the code, or it will execute once for each value. Say for example, for I 23, it will, all these print I plus 2, print I plus 4 will be printed once. So this is the meaning of for loop. It's an indefinite statement because it simply keeps looping until some condition, either some condition goes false. We don't know what is that condition. Whereas here for loop is a definite loop. We call it as a definite loop because for finite number it is going to execute. Say here how many times it is going to execute this for loop? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 times it is going to execute. Fine. Now here you want some space to be printed. Print, I'll just say can you see? Now what I'm going to do is we will write one simple program. What is that simple program is? Right. Now what I'll do? I want to add up all the numbers whichever is being declared in this num equal to in square bracket, the list. I need to add up. right? So what I should do to add? It is very simple. It's very simple. What first thing is I need to define sum equal to 0, I will say. Sorry. Sum equal to 0. See, the moment I give sum, the color is changed. That means it is a keyword. So keyword cannot be used as a variable name. So I will take total. Okay, total equal to 0. Now I'll say total plus equal, correct? So now we will see. Yeah, can you see here? Yeah. Now what we will do, I'll instead of num directly here, what I'm going to do is I can reduce one more line. Instead of declaring one here, I'll make it this particular thing. I'll copy and store it here. This also can be done. One statement I can reduce. This also can be done. Right? I did not store a variable, but sometimes I need to store a variable. In this case, I can reduce one line. So you will be getting the same output. Fine. Now we will have an is for same list 23, 45, 12, 67 and 8. I want to find the largest number in the list. Let me retain this as it is. Yeah. First element, I can initialize num or large. Large is equal to num of 0 I will give. Okay. What does it mean? First element large, I am assuming that to be my largest number. And later now I will write if I greater than large, okay, I greater than large, then large is equal to I. Okay. In which variable largest number is stored? In large. Yes. Okay. So hope this should work. Let us see how does it. Correct? Largest number is 67. Now, this is normally even in other languages also we do, right? There is no much difference here. Only in the syntax of using for loop, there is a difference. Now, what I'll do, I'll make some small change where there is a concept called none. I'll do some slight modification in this particular code. This here I'll replace Control X. Now here directly I will use here. With this, how we can make use of the, I'll give none. Okay. Some small change, students. That's all, not major difference here. What is the difference you people are seeing here? Now I have from the above code till now, large is equal to none I have given. So in Python, students, listen carefully. This how we are going to use differently from the other language, because in other languages we don't have none type. None is a special constant value which we can store in a variable to mark the variable as empty. Fine. That is why in logic here I have put it in one first condition. If large is none or if I greater than large. So I'm giving large is equal to I. What happens is first time large is none. For only first time this first iteration, okay, this will execute. This particular statement will execute. After first iteration, large is no longer none. So large is none means it is true. So if you want to be more clear, I'll make it here. large, you can see in Python shell students, large is equal to, I have typed none. Okay. Now large is none. If I say, it should give true. Fine. So it is comparing. It is large at present. It is empty. So I need not assign anything as I did in the previous logic. So this is an advantage. This is one more uh, uh, none type in Python, which will help us to use in many types. You will be seeing many times when we run the program, it will tell it is returned none. That means there is nothing to return. It is empty. Meaning says it is empty. So large is holding empty constant value. That's why we are able to use this. So understand, this only first time. This is executed only once. Rest of the iterations, I greater than large is executed. So hope this difference, you know, it's clear with you. Yes. Now for I in range. So range is a keyword where you are going to print the value from 10 means it will print up to 9, less than 10. So if I run this program, you will be getting from 0, it will start. Now, yes, can you see here? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 9. So it is going to execute up to 9 only. Now, starting index, I want to start from 3 to 10. So what happens? From 3, it is going to execute. Can you see? Right. Next is my third parameter. First parameter is starting index. Second parameter is the limit. And third parameter is I want to skip 1. So I'll give 2. So which one will be printed? Every time it skips 1 and prints. See here, 3, 5, 7 and 9 is printed. So this is the index. Now we can make use of num here. A equal to 23, 45. Okay. Now, what is that I want to print is index along with the index, and I'll take this. Okay. Now, range, how do I give range? 1, 2, 3, 4 elements are there. I'll say 4. So by default, it will start from, the index will start from 0. Correct? Now, I, comma, now I want to print the value of A. Now I should give A of I. This is how you are going to use when you use range in for loop. Can you see? 0, A of 0, it is printing 11. A of 1, it is printing 23. A of 2, 45. A of 3 is 124. Fine. This is about different types of for loops we can use in Python. Hope for loop is clear in this session. Thank you.